for the abstract class. Okay. Then, however, we got some idea about abstract class, what is abstract class, but here we are going to learn in more detail. We are going to compare the interface and abstract class. Then we'll be looking and deep diving into the concept of a protected keyword. We have already understood the public and private. We will see how we can achieve the multiple inheritance with the help of interface. This is one of the very important VVI interview question. And we'll be also looking into constructor and class constructor. And at last, we are going to see how constructor hierarchy behave. Okay. So with this agenda, let's go and start. But before starting, let's have a quick recap what we have done in our last class. So in last class, we have seen about in detail what's the instance method and what's the static method, right? Then we have seen what are the different way of creating the object. We saw there are two main way. There is a old technique before 7.40, right? And that old technique is now also applicable, but the new technique, which is having the new operator, this is applicable only 7.40 onwards, right? So this we have seen. We understood the concept of inheritance. We have seen a single level inheritance. If this is generally called the single level. If someone more class is there over here, right? Let's suppose the class C, okay, and ZCL underscore C. And if this class is going to inherit the class B, then this will be known as multi-level inheritance. So same way it's going to behave, but just the terminology is going to be different. It will be known as the multi-level. Okay. Without this single level inheritance, we call this. Okay. Then we understood the final keyword. Final keyword is nothing but means like if you define a class as a finally won't be able to inherit, and if we're going to mark a method as a finally won't be able to redefine. Okay. So for class, I have already shown you. For method in system, I have to still show. I will show you. Okay. Then we understood what is the super keyword and me keyword, right? Super just refers the immediate implemented class, and the me refers the current instance of the class. We understood about the interface. It's a very powerful concept, and with the help of this, we can achieve the polymorphism that I'm going to show you today. Okay. And now let's go and start with the agenda over here. Some questions I have prepared here in beginning. Let's start with this question. Can you redefine the static method? Okay. Can you redefine the static method? What's your take on this? No, you won't be able to redefine the static method. So answer for this question is no, not possible. Okay. You won't be able to redefine. When I tell no, what does it mean? Let me quickly show you. I have to open the SAP logon. Go to SC24, and we have already created some classes over here. Maybe demo one I'm going to take, and this we are going to mark a class as a, so before marking some method as a, a static method, what I'm trying to do it over here, I will show you, just go back and go to the class 2. Okay, go to the class 2. Here you can see all those methods which are there in the class 1, it is present, right? You can see that Why? Because those were the instance method, right? And I was able to redefine it. If you mark those as a static method, it will present over here, but you will not be able to redefine using this particular keyword as I was able to do yesterday for the print, right? So let me go to the super class, okay, and go to the properties, and from here you just double click and go to the methods, and we'll mark one of the method as a static method. So just change its label, press enter, save it, and activate it. See here, this is the class 1. Okay, again I'm going back to the class 2. Go class 2 again, I came methods, and here, you know, if you see that one of the method is now a static method, go into the change mode and try to redefine this method. Okay, this get edge using this option. Okay, see here, static method cannot be redefined, right? So that's what the question I asked over here. Not possible, right? So hope you got this. If it's clear, just write here in the chat box yes. And now jump into the next question. Okay, before going ahead, Eric is asking one question: when does it make sense to mark class or method as final? I can't see an advantage to mark as an final. Yeah, it is having the advantage. Let's suppose you have one standard class, right? Or let's suppose you are creating one custom class which is very sensitive class, right? Their codes and all are very sensitive, right? So their functionality, if you don't mark that class as a final, any person can inherit that class into their own custom class, right? And they can reuse that class, right? So there can be a security issue, correct? There can be a security issue. Did you get, Eric? If you got this one, right here in the chat box, yes. Another question from Akash: can we use instance variable in the static method? No, not possible, right? Akash, yesterday we talked in a static method, only you can use the static component. Whenever I talk about the static component, that means attributes, methods, and events. So in a static method, you can use the static attributes or static methods or static events or all together. Okay. So now, why it's not possible or restriction for a static method to redefine? See, this does not make more sense of redefining the static method, right? A static method contains the instance components, right? So if you think logically, it will not make more sense. You are having the instance methods with which you can redefine, and with the help of which we can have the polymorphism. This concept will become more clear in the coming classes. Just hold on. Okay. So where to use a static method and where to use the instance method? This is the second question. So if you talk about the static method, generally we use this one in utility class. Why we use such kind of a static method in utility class? Because if you know the way of accessing the static method, the way of accessing the static method is very simple, right? You don't have to create the object. It's very simple. You can access directly with the name of the class, right? With the name of the class. So this is one reason why in the utility class or in test class, some sort of testing if you are performing. So just in order to perform some sort of testing, right? Why you need to create the object and all, right? Just you can put the code in a method, and that method you can call with the help of a class name directly, right? So that's why in utility class, where a straightforward implementation you are having, for example, if you want to fetch some entry from your HCF hard coding framework table, or if you want to fetch the material detail every time from Mara table, right? So a straight implementation where you don't have to achieve any kind of polymorphism, where you don't have to achieve any kind of inheritance, right? Simple implementation if you have utility class, right? We are going to discuss this in more detail about the utility class at the end of the course. Okay, so there we can use in the utility class or in test class where we have just the simple implementation. Okay, now inside the instance method, when you think that you have to achieve the polymorphism to, so apart from, you can tell that apart from this utility or test class, everywhere you can use this instance method. So using of instance method scope is wider than the scope of a static method. Anywhere other than utility class or test class, right? Got the point? I hope you got all the point. Sandeep is asking which is common for all the instances. Didn't get your question, Sandeep. Which is common for all the instances? Not able to understand your question.
No, no. I mean, static is something which is common for all the instances. I was about to say that. Sorry.
Static is common. No, yeah, a static method you can call from the object also and from class name also. Okay.
Yeah, I mean to say static is
Mm.
something which is common to all the instances of the class.
Mm-hmm. You can call from class also and from object also, but instance method only will be able to call from the object, not from the class name. Okay. So if I understood your question, this is the answer. Okay, fine. Now the second part, let's go to the abstract class and understand in detail. What is this abstract class? What is this abstract class? So the name itself is suggesting, the class which is abstract in nature, the class which is abstract in nature. So basically, like uh, if you divide the class into, if you divide the class with respect to its understanding, like uh, it's like how with respect to its instantiation, then there are two types of class. One is abstract and another is concrete class, which is going to give you the solid meaning. Okay, abstract class means vague meaning, right? So from the meaning point of view, there are two types of class. One is the abstract class and another is the concrete class. Okay, so this abstract class means means it's abstract class, means vague class. It will not give you the clear picture. For example, let's suppose if you are creating one class called ZCL underscore order, right? Or ZCL underscore animal, or ZCL underscore vehicle, right? So if you are creating such kind of class, you are just having a vague idea, not the clear idea. And you can categorize these class as a, abstract class. Okay. So the class which is abstract in nature, that is not complete idea or functionality is defined, is known as is known as abstract class. Okay. So if you see your ZCL order, you don't know what kind of order, purchase order, delivery order, or sales order, or GRN, what kind of number you are having, you don't know. What kind of animal, whether it's cow, dog, or what, you don't know. Just animal is there. So some of the functionality, that animal will be running, right? Animal will not speak. They means their language is not understandable. Animal can understand the animal language only, like in that sense. Okay, vehicle can run, right? But what can be the maximum speed, what can be the minimum speed, these particular things you won't be able to tell for a particular vehicle, right? So just you are having the a vague idea. Now technically, if something is having the vague idea, creating their object is not going to make sense, right? So that's the reason you are not allowed to create the object of an abstract class. So you can't create the object of an abstract class, not permitted in any of the language. Okay, if you take any of the language, not permitted. Another point, generally the abstract class definition, the standard definition, it is defined like if at least one of the method in the class is not defined or implemented. Okay, not defined, or we can write like this, in the class is abstract. So at least one of the method is abstract, means not implemented. Okay, method will be also abstract or concrete. So if method is not implemented, that is known as the abstract method. And there is a keyword also called abstract. We will be using that keyword in order to uh, mark as a method abstract. I will be showing you. Okay, so if at least one of the method in the class is abstract, then the class is by default by default become what? Abstract class. At least one of the method is abstract. Okay, then the class will become your abstract class. This particular definition follows all the object oriented programming language. Okay, Java, .NET, oops, C++, right? Every one follows. But here in ABAP, we are having some, extra stuff. What is that extra stuff? So here, let me tell you that in another languages, apart from object-oriented ABAP, at least one method must be abstract in order to make a class abstract class in another languages. Okay, and this is what you might be knowing already, the concept. But in object oriented ABAP, it is not necessary to have any of the method as a abstract method. Got the point? In object oriented ABAP, without having the abstract method also, you can create the abstract class. How? There is a flag over there. When you will create the class, just you have to check and it will become. Okay, so let me show you in the system what I am trying to tell. So let's suppose this is my class number 2. Okay, and go to the properties, and here if you see, here you have the option called abstract. So if you select this option abstract, what will happen that this class will become your abstract class. This class will become your abstract class. Let's go and create one class. demo 3, I think already created. Now going to create the demo 4. This is for abstract class. And just I'm removing this final so that if I need to inherit this one, I can inherit. Now click on this save button. See description, I'm just giving abstract class, and here instance generation, let it public at this particular moment. Okay. Click on this save button and give the package. Click on this save, click on this OK. And this method is here. Now some method I'm defining, get PO detail. Okay. Some method I'm defining, get order detail, get order detail. So the definition, if you remember, the standard definition of an abstract class, that at least one of the method you have to mark as a abstract method, at least one. So this particular method looks like a abstract. What kind of order, we are not sure, right? What kind of order it's there, we are not sure. So what I will do, that this I will try to mark as a abstract method. So put the cursor over here and click on this option. Okay, go properties, and here in this you will get abstract option. Okay, so just select this one, and now you will see implementation of the method will be deleted. So if something is abstract, their implementation obviously will be deleted, and you won't be able to write the code in that particular method, right? So click on this OK button, and here abstract method visibility, from here also you can select. I'm just going to select public, and method instance is fine. Abstract, we have this event and all, that's okay. Click on this change button. Okay, so now this method has become what? This method has become your abstract method, right? Just save it, check the syntax, and activate this one. So as soon as you will mark this particular method as an abstract method, what you can realize, if you go to this properties, automatically it will become abstract. What I did earlier, I had selected this public, right? Earlier I had selected this public. So just again, I'm going to select public. And because this method, this method is the abstract method. If you go and just I have shown you, right? Abstract, I've selected. So automatically it will become abstract. Just save over here, and you can see that it is becoming abstract. Why? Because the one of the method is abstract method, right? And if you click on this activate button, you will be able to activate. So this one point is clear, that any one of the method is abstract, automatically your class will become abstract class. Now here in ABAP you have something different. You have something different. Even your this particular method is not the abstract method, then also you can mark this class as abstract class. But in another languages, as per my knowledge, it is not possible. At least one method must be abstract method. Okay, so I'm going to I'm going to remove that abstraction from here. Go here and click on this and remove this abstract flag. Click on this change button, and now go to this properties, and abstract is already there, right? So just save it and activate this one. Okay, so now also this class is your abstract class, though there is none of the method which is abstract method. This method also, if you go and you can check it, this method is completely instance and private, abstract is not selected, right? So you will be able to write the code over here. See, I'm able to write it. In abstract method, you will not be able to write the code. All right, ABC, you have to redefine, then only you will be able to write it. Simply by clicking, you will not be able to write the code. Okay, so here I have just written. In this method also you can write the code, because this is your normal method. So just double click over here, and write ABC 2. Okay. So something like that. I'm able to write it over here. Check the syntax, right? Save it and activate this one. Let's go and create one program. Here, the program we are going to create Z ABAP demo one already we have created, right? ZOO ABAP. What's the naming convention we are following for the this one? Just I'm trying to find it out. Okay, so like that we were doing. So only the one program is there. So let me create the program number 2. Click on this create button. Program 2 to test abstract class. So type executable program, click on the save button, save. And here, will you be able to create the instance of a abstract class? This class is my now abstract class, right? Without having a method, any abstract, still my class is abstract class. So will you be able to create the instance of an abstract class? No, not possible, right? So control V over here, and let's try to create a instance of an abstract class. So using the new syntax, it's easy. So geo underscore instance equals to this new keyword we are using, and then full stop. And if you check it over here, it will tell you instance of the abstract class cannot be generated, right? So you got the point how actually it's behaving, right? Any doubt in this abstract class? Any?
Yeah, Pankaj, actually, this
Yeah.
is my doubt. This is what I was mentioning initially. So
Mm-hmm.
in my project, I've seen an abstract class without any abstract method. So I was confused, like how come this is possible? Because this is not possible according to general OO principles.
Right. Yes. But here you
Uh,
have, here it's
Correct.
that.
I searched a lot, but this is
Mm.
where my object-oriented ABAP
Mm.
is taking a deviation here.
Right.
Only
Here,
ABAP is taking.
yeah.
Yeah,
In many other places, you will see that it does not support the multiple inheritance.
yeah.
It will not support the overloading. Okay. So it is having some limitation and some different functionality. So fine.
Yeah.
So
My doubt is clear. Thank you. I mean, I've
thank
had
you.
this doubt for a longer time.
Okay.
I'm not sure why ABAP is taking this deviation.
I
Can you
think
just
it is
explain
having
that?
their system program limitation, no? Or
Okay.
maybe some design they have thought in some different way. Okay, fine then. So you got this idea, and now let's go to the, if anyone is having any other question. Okay, so now
Hey Pankaj, this is Raj. What's the
mhm.
difference between the abstract method and the interface when we do not have any implementation for that?
Yeah, fine. I'll take this question. So see, generally what happens if you see the real-time scenario, what will happen that you created one, you know, class called this class ZCL underscore order, and some of the functionality, then what you will do that you will create some of it, let's suppose in ZCL order you here maybe order is having some property or some common property, right? So better maybe I will be able to explain with the help of this example. Okay, so let's suppose we are having the animal class over here. So when I'm designing a class for animal, I know some common functionality which I'm sure about, right? Animal can run, animal can run, but in what way it is going to run, that I am not sure, right? So run I will mark as a abstract method. It is going to run, but in what way it is going to run, I'm not sure. So what we'll have to do, I will mark this animal as a this run method as abstract method, right? animal can produce the sound, right? Can speak, but in a, all the animal is having their different way of raising the sound, right? So this also I can mark as an abstract method. Some of the functionality in the animal, if I'm sure, right? For example, if any functionality which is you already know that, you know, for some functionality, can you tell him that which is going to be you are sure about in the animal, that we can mark as a, you know, concrete method, right? So let me think for that. For animal, what we can have, which we can define, you know, but as per the definition of the abstract class, some of the method you can implement. Okay, some of the method you can implement. So you can just suggest me some of the behavior. Sorry.
Color.
Color is the attribute, right? Color is the attribute. So what we can do that, you know, uh, some certain behavior like in the animal, you know, which is going to be present in all the animal, right? So that we can keep it over here. So run, speak, or maybe one thing here, what I can do that, you know, yeah, that's the different work, that's fine. Here actually, let me do one thing. You know that animal can run, but you don't know in what a specific way it is going to run, right? So this run we can implement. This also you can mark as a concrete method. Why? Because this behavior at least you know, but in what a specific way, you know, it's going to run, that we don't know, right? So as can just walk in a different way, right? Land can run, right? So the different way of walking there, different way of speaking there. So they can run, right? But again, if you want to make it more specific, in that case, we have to inherit in the another class and we have to, you know, redefine. So let me show you this example over here quickly. It will make more sense then. Come here and ZCL underscore animal. I'm going to create one class quickly. Click on this create button, animal, and you can mark this class as a abstract, or let it be like public only. Automatically when I will select any method as a abstract, then also it will become what? Then also it will become abstract class automatically, right? So come over here in the method. I'm just writing here that speak method, and here the label we can have the instance and the visibility. Let's have the public. Okay, and here speak, and now run. Here I'm going to mark this as a instance method once again, and the public, and then run. Okay, so just save it over here. And now what I want to do, I know that animal is going to run for sure, right? But in what a specific way it is going to run, that you are not sure. So keeping these things in mind, you know, I will mark this as a concrete. I will not select this particular option, this abstract, I will not select, right? Now this speak, here also I don't know in what specific way this animal is going to, you know, uh, uh, this animal is going to speak, right? All those are having the different way of speak, right? So this also I don't want to mark as a, you know, uh, abstract, right? So what I can do that, animal speaks, I will write it over here that animal speaks and some color I will give, maybe 5, right? And before writing it, let's give one new line and save it, and pretty printer, check the syntax, right? So I'm able to implement. Now this run method also we can, if you want, you can implement. But here, let me make it this method as abstract. Let's see a scenario. However, this is not a good scenario. I will take up some good, scenario, and I will let you know, not able to recollect at this moment. A good example where we can mark something completely abstract, right? But I'm trying to give you some basic idea. Okay. So here, this run, I'm going to mark as a, abstract. So now you will not be able to write the code. So if you double click, you can, I'm double clicking, but it's not allowing me to go ahead. Okay, it's not allowing me to go ahead. So if you can see double clicking, it's a method run is abstract. It's telling I'm not able to implement, right? So if you save it, even this button redefinition over here and here is not enabled, right? And now if you go to the properties, automatically this abstract is there. That means you will not be able to create the instance. Now let's go and create one dog class. Okay, so click on this create button, and here we have the dog class. Just let it be public over here. Dog, I don't want to inherit further. Save it and save here, save here. And now go to the properties and give that particular ZCL underscore animal over here. Now come to these methods, and you just save, click on the save button, and you can see that a speak and run is coming over here, right? Because it is inherited from that class. What I have done that speak already, if you just double click on this speak, and it's already implemented over here, right? So even if I'm not going to implement this speak, just that particular superclass method will be called, and it will tell, okay, dog is speaking. But in what specific way it is speaking, it is not clear. So what we'll do, we will redefine. Here you will get the option to redefine, right? So here, what we can do that, we can enable this so that the superclass method will be also called, right? Dog is speaking, or let me tell you the scenario. Don't enable this. You implement over here, and you can write it. Dog is barking, right? So what you understood? If you have, okay, if you have implemented already over there, right? And here, if you're not going to write any implementation, and if you're going to call the instance of the dog class, then the super class method will be automatically getting called, right? If implementation is not there, super class implementation will be called, right? So that will be your default implementation. So the scenario where you don't want to be more specific, in that case, you can do this kind of stuff, right? You want to call the generic things, you can call the generic things. This is one way, and you are also making sure that you are not going to create the object of animal, because there is no meaning of simply creating the object of animal, right? So if you are getting across a scenario where you don't want to, any user to create the object of this particular class, then you can mark that class as an abstract class. So it completely depends on the requirement. Okay.
Any practical example, it will be helpful, because in the training it was said like no reference to cars or classes.
No, in training, yeah, you are right. It's there, but it is also said, in order to make the concept clear, we are going to use, sometimes we are going to take the practical, practical scenario for the purchase order, sales order, and the delivery order, all these things we are going to take care of. But if I directly go over there, it will become very complex.
Okay, so you'll be showing us that later.
Yeah, sure. We are going to, just in order to make you understand the concept clear, I'm showing this kind of a small example. If you want to go ahead directly, I'm fine with that, but again, I'm not sure like how many people over here will be able to understand in the easy way. So here, that thing is there, that is promised, and we are very much sincere about that, our promise, so you don't have to worry from that point of view. Okay, so just to make the concept clear, is it okay at this moment?
Yeah, hi Pankaj.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Prabhakar.
as far as I think that in this abstract classes, some of the methods do not have definition, right? So
Right,
I think
yes.
that we don't define those methods at that moment of creating the abstract class, because we want to defer their definitions to the child classes. We just declare that method, but we don't want that definition at that time.
Yeah, that's what we are doing, right? The same thing we are doing over here.
Means at that point of time, while creating that abstract class, we don't want the implementation. That's it.
So all the methods, it is not like that, it depends on your
some
requirement.
methods we can define, right?
Yeah, that's what we are discussing, right?
If we want, means if you want to have some template kind of thing which we want to distribute to the child classes.
Correct. The same thing we are doing,
Yeah, but in the interfaces we have
everything is empty. Yeah, we are going
everything
to,
is empty.
correct, we are going to differentiate that. Okay,
Right.
we are going to see the difference between abstract class and interface. Okay,
so at this moment what you are saying that there is the abstract can be applied to the method and all to the whole class,
right?
is that correct? Okay,
Right.
thank you.
Abstract method, if you have not implemented over here, that the same speak is going to get called. Otherwise, what it will happen, that it is going to call the super class method. Okay. So just save it and activate this one. Some error we are getting. Let's go back and click on this object navigator button, and from here try to activate. So everything in one go will be activated. So let me go into display mode first, right click and activate it over here. Some error is there. Let's see what's the error over here. Method speak is not declared or inherited in class ZCL dog. Again, method speak is not declared or inherited in class. Here we have done, right? Let me try to activate once again this one. Just I'm trying to activate. I'm facing some error over here. I'm trying to find out what's the issue. Let me check the syntax. The redefinition of the method run is missing. Okay, fine. So run also, because run is my abstract method over there. So you must have to redefine over here. Otherwise it will not allow us. So let's redefine this one also. And here just I'm going to write dog is running full stop and the pretty printer. Check the syntax, and now you can see that it's allowing me activate this one. Then some another error. So in order to avoid this error, right click over here, first go into display mode, right click over here and activate it. Activate. Now some another error. Let's see, the speak is not declared or inherited in class ZCL dog, right? We have inherited, right? Okay, so what actually it is trying to tell that, let me check, go to the speak and here go into this, and if I call it super, however, it is not mandatory, the super speak, right? Pretty printer, check this. Speak is unknown or protected or private. Okay. What's the visibility? Let's check its visibility. Run. Run is public. It's fine. Speak is save it. Go once again into the super class, and we will see what's getting wrong. Oh, sorry. We are here in the animal, right? So we have to go into the ZCL underscore dog, right? Just go back, ZCL underscore dog. Here in the speak, we are writing this one. This is fine. This is public also. Activate this, but we are getting this error. I'm not sure about this error, what it's telling. Method speak is not declared or inherited in class ZCL underscore dog, right? It's inherited. This method is inherited, and this method is here in the ZCL dog. It's inactive. Okay, that's the reason. Let me activate this one first. So here also we are getting some another error. So first we were supposed to activate this one. Just give me a moment. Let me activate this, see the error here. What's the error is telling? Method speak is unknown or protected or private. Come here, run. This method is public. Both the method is public. Fine. So let's come out from the session. Okay. Let's come out from the session and I will open. Sometimes this kind of problem will come. So nothing to worry. Once again, log in. Let me close this and open once again. Go to SE24 and we will give this ZCL underscore animal. It's inactive, right? Go to utility and regenerate once again. So regenerate sections, go into the change mode first, then go to utility, regenerate sections. So now repaired successfully. Check this syntax. Speak here and come here. Public instant. It looks good for me, right? Are you able to see any problem over here? No, that's fine. All together we can also, do in the ZCL underscore animal method. We are trying to activate this one. And for me, it looks fine. Go into the display mode, right click and activate this one. But some error we are facing, no problem. I'm going to quickly create another class and there we will see what's the problem.
Is it in the
Sorry, it's
is the dog is the dog showing private maybe?
In dog over there in ZCL underscore dog, here I don't want to. Let's suppose, let me change and remove from here. So I just want to undo it and save this one, activate this. So now it's getting activated if we don't have the superclass. That's fine, but our agenda over here is to, have the inheritance of the abstract class, right? So go here and now let me try once again. So here we are having something wrong. So
Always delete the method, particular method and activate.
yeah, that's let me
Sir,
delete it.
you wrote super class.
Yeah, so let's run and do the instance, and here before giving this, let me try to activate. Just give some dummy value over here and delete this, click on this yes, save this one, activate. This also, let me delete this, save it, but without any method it will not make any sense, right? Without any method, will it allow to activate? Yeah, fine. So now it got activated. Let me put once again one method over here, and this label is the
You don't
instance.
have to, excuse me, you don't have to regenerate the class.
Sorry, I have to, yeah, it got activated, but there is no method. So just I want to put once again the method. Okay. Public, and one of the method I just want to mark as abstract method. Okay. So run method, and here come here, and this just I want to mark this as a abstract. Change this, save it, and check the syntax, activate this one, activate this one, and this time it got activated. Okay. Now JCL underscore animal, come over here into the dog, go into the change mode, go to the properties and super class, and this time it should work fine. Methods, right? Click on the save button. Those two methods is coming, right? And this run I want to redefine. So if you click on this redefine, and here just write next line, and dog is running, right? So we are going to be more specific over here. We are going to be more specific because ZCL underscore dog is my concrete class, right? Pretty printer, check the syntax and activate this. And now speak is already implemented, right? Speak is already implemented in the super class, right? So if you try to redefine it, first it will tell that call the super method if you want to call. So if you want to call the implementation of the super, that you can write, and you can here write some extra logic also. Okay. So maybe here I'm going to write that dog is barking. Okay. And the same thing we'll be looking into a real time also, you know, don't worry. Okay. Check the syntax, and so in that, what we in the real-time SAP object, what I'm going to take that I will be creating a, you know, order class, and that order class I'm going to inherit into the different, you know, purchase order, sales order, delivery order, different kinds of order there we are going to implement, and we will be looking into that. But let's first get this concept clear. Check this syntax, click on this activate button and activate this. Go back and activate this one. Now go to AC38.
Pankaj, can we know the methods which are redefined by looking at the methods in the subclass?
In the subclass here,
Can we know which methods are redefined? Do we
right,
have
right.
any?
So generally the super, you know, it will be the super stuff will be there. If it is there, you can understand, or
So we need to open the code for all the methods and see. Is that the only way?
means this is like one is that like you can double click over here, and from here you can check, and or either you can click here and go to the property, and here you can see that it's redefined, right?
Okay.
So you can go to source code and search for the keyword abstract. That is how I do. Go to source code based the window and search for abstract. No, not here, entire class.
Completely
On that,
right.
you have tabs right here, just above class constructor, source code based.
Okay.
Yeah. Search for the keyword abstract.
Okay, so this is how you are going to
This is
do.
yeah, because if there are
Hmm.
100 methods, you can't go to properties and check which is
No,
abstract.
but here how you will come to know means if I'm going to search here abstract
Docs final?
means if you search
No,
it
I
over
did
here.
not ask for abstract. I
Hmm.
asked for the redefinition of the methods
Yeah,
by looking
so
at the
yeah,
methods.
redefinition from here also you can see, and from there also you can see, you know.
Yeah,
You can
anything. See, redefinition also you'll have a keyword at the end. For
right
abstract also you will have a
redefinition.
keyword. Yeah.
Yeah, so here in the subclass you will not be able to see that abstract means where it has been defined as abstract, there you can see, you know, it will be there. Or so this is the way like how, you know, but in the subclass you will not be having that abstract keyword until and unless if you mark anything as abstract, you know, redefinition it will be there, so you can get the idea. Maybe it will be there in the superclass, I means method will be there, but again like you will not come to know it is there abstract or how, you know, you have to go and check it over there. Okay, so you can
Pankaj,
yeah
Pankaj,
yes.
can you go back to the method?
Which method? Run
To the class, open the method, yes.
run
You
or
hear
speak?
that the color also are different because it's coming from the superclass are blue, right? This is one question. Okay. The other comment is when you was working with the run method, you
So
said
no, his
it will
question
be
is
a concrete method.
yeah, that is for any kind of method. If you are going to inherit, it is going to be there in the blue. No?
Okay,
Inherited
but
method will be there in the blue. Once it is implemented, it will turn into black.
okay, because it's a redefinition, right?
Right.
Okay,
So
now you speak something about when you were working in the run, and you mentioned okay, run is an abstract method, but now it's a concrete method because you
right,
put the definition.
right. Yes.
Okay.
So here in the superclass, this method run is, you can check it from here. This run is the abstract method, right? And speak is the simple method. Normal method earlier also it was the normal method speak, but speak also I was able to redefine, and run also I was able to redefine. If you want to see which method is actually abstract, you have to come into this class and you have to go and click on this property and you have to check it from here. Or the way he is telling, you know, go to the source code based, and from here now you'll be able to see the abstract somewhere, you know. So
Abstract, it's there on line number 9.
yes, here you can see. So this is the two way, but you have to go to that particular class, you know.
Okay.
In the
Can
subclass you
all
will be
the
able,
methods can be redefined, or do we have any restriction in
a
this?
static method you will not be able to redefine.
Okay.
All the instance method you will be able to redefine.
Okay.
But let's suppose one thing, this is the good question, you know, from the inheritance point of view, just asking the question to you guys and you have to give the answer. So once this basic will be clear, then only it will make sense to get the SAP object, otherwise it will be difficult, you know. So here run speak we are having, I'm going to give one more method. Let's suppose any other method, maybe get color, something like this. Okay, and here instance, and here we have the public. So I want to get the color of the animal, right? So now just save this one, and this one method I am making as a, you know, protected, and another method I'm marking. Let's have the another method, maybe get length or height of the animal, and here instance we are having, and here we can have the private. So now can you tell me which particular method is going to be inherited into the dog class? The run and speak already it's public, right? So it is going to be inherit by sure, right? Because the public you can use anywhere, right? But here what I have done, one method I have marked as a private and another method I have marked as an protected method. So we will give this answer. Gate color, very good.
Get color.
Madhu and
Yes.
Akash. Anand, thank you for giving the answer. Yes, for gate color is the protected one, and this protected method only can be inherited or can be used inside the subclass. That means inside the child class, right? This private method will not be inherited over there. Private you can use only inside this class. Getting the point? Check the syntax, activate this one, you know, and let's go back to the doc class and let's see. Only the gate color is coming. Gate height is not coming. Why? Because that was the private method. So here, this also you understood that this is one topic I have put it over here about the protected keyword. Anywhere, if you have the protected keyword, if your class is protected, you can, you know. So let me first put it the protected keyword. So in context of method, we are able to see how it's going to work. So once you are done with your speaking, please mute from your side. So here in context with method. So if method is a protected, right? If method is protected, you will be able to inherit into subclass, right? But if it is private, or if it is private, you know, not be able to inherit. If it is public, you can inherit. Public, anything you can do, you know. For public there is no problem. For public there is no problem. Now in context with class, you tell me, if your class is public, will you be able to inherit into the subclass?
Yes.
Yes, inheriting into the subclass is yes. Now if it is protected, will you be able to inherit into the subclass?
Yes.
If it is private, no, right? So protected keyword is only going to work with the subclass. So if your class is the protected class, you can instantiate into only in your subclass. Okay. Even let's suppose your class is a protected class. Will you be able to use that class into a report? Yes or no? Who will give this answer? If a class is a protected class, will you be able to instantiate into the report? Yes or no? No, right? You will be able to instantiate into the subclass. Write your answer, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, you will be able to instantiate into the subclass, right? So this is the important concept which you must know before going into the advanced one. And now one thing over here, very
And in
interesting.
the subclass, what would be the advantage of public and private? Are they both going to be in the same behavior?
Yeah, same behavior. In subclass, if you are going to define any method or new method, you know, in new method also you can define, right? If you want to, in the doc class, if you go and if you want to create your own method over here, you can give any method over here, right? Let's suppose.
No. My question was, you see on the screen, you see 3 methods, right?
Right. Yes.
Speak and get color. And these 3 were inherited from the superclass. So these 3 can be instantiated, right? I mean,
this you can
do not have.
instantiate. Yes.
Yeah.
This ZCL, it depends on ZCL. This is my public, right?
Okay.
So ZCL dog you can instantiate into the report. Okay. This you can instantiate, but the animal class is, however, it's an abstract class, so you will not be able to instantiate anywhere. Even in the subclass also will not be able to instantiate because this is the abstract class. Okay. But let's suppose if it would have been the protected one. Okay. Let's suppose if it would have been the protected one. Then in this case, let me activate this one. So some error will happen because visibility from abstract to protected I'm doing, and method is not there in sync. So first we'll have to change this method, and then only. So let it be like this only. So here, did you understand what I'm trying to tell? If you mark this as a protected, you will not be able to instantiate in the report, but in subclass you will be able to come here, this animal class. Okay, this animal class is the protected class over here. So this class you will not be able to instantiate into the report, but the same class, if it is the protected and activated, okay, then you will be able to use inside the subclass ZCL underscore dog. Is it clear? Getting the point what I'm trying to tell it over here, or do you want me to show you?
Clear, Pankaj.
Okay, thanks.
Pankaj, I got one question randomly. See, for example, we have a static class in a super class. Static. So that means that the same will be visible in
a
the
static class. What do you mean from a static class?
No, so static method. Sorry. Static
yeah,
method.
yeah, a static method. Yes, then yeah.
So the same will be visible in subclass also, right?
Yeah, but you will not
we
be
can't
able to
redefine.
right.
We can't redefine.
Yes, it will be visible, but you will not be able to.
So the question is, for example, if you're creating an instance of a subclass, and
right,
can we call the static method which is there in the superclass?
Yes, you can call that a static method which is there in the superclass
with the instance of subclass, but we are not redefining it, right?
Yeah, you can call. The implementation will be directly called from there, from the superclass. Just
okay.
give a try, okay?
Yeah, because I didn't try. I got this question randomly, so
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it will call directly. The implementation will be there in the superclass, so directly it will be called. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Good question. Yes, sir. If a class is abstract and final, Madhu is having very good question. Can a class be abstract and final? See, it will allow you to do, I believe. Let's go and see. But in what scenario you will do this? So ZCL animal, if you go and select this final, and if you try to, but before this, what I will have to do, go to properties, this abstract, just save it, check the syntax, activate this one. So you can see that it's allowing abstract and final together, but generally we don't do like this generally. But in some scenario, like suppose if you're not clear about the further implementation, right, you can mark that your abstract class is a final, so that another people will not be able to use until and unless as a team lead or as a technical architect you are finalized at this class level. Okay, so once you are finalized with your class, then you can remove this final. So this is possible, but in some scenario you can use when in the design phase and all. Okay, yes, final class you want to be able to inherit, right? You want to be able to inherit. Now let's go here, and we were discussing which topic? Protected one, right? Protected we have already discussed. Yeah, we were talking about the inheritance. So in inheritance, we have seen there are two types of inheritance, right? Inheritance. There are two types of inheritance. What are those two types? Just write here in the chat box if you remember. So maybe we can categorize in the three types. One is the single level, right? We have seen yesterday, single level. Another is the multi-level, so more than one, multi-level. And third one is the multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance, right? So single level means if you have a class ZCL underscore animal over here, you can see that we are doing this, right? ZCL underscore animal, this we are inheriting to ZCL underscore dog, right? And here we can put this inheriting symbol like this way, put. Okay. So about the notation, if you want to understand in more detail how UML diagram and all we create, I have created one very good video on the YouTube. Maybe I'll be sharing the link for that, and you can go through different annotation for the generally the object oriented concept and the object and the relationship we represent with the help of a UML diagram. Okay, so that you can go and have a look. Now in the multi-level, this dog can be of different type, right? This dog can be of again the different kind, right? So German dog, sapphire dog, different kinds of dog are there, right? So then again you can create some class for the German dog or something like that. Okay, so it is multi-level. And what is this multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance is something like this. Let's have the class ZCL underscore A, and we have the class ZCL underscore B, right? And this class, another class, we are having ZCL underscore C. So what I want to do, at the same time, I want to inherit the class A and class B together into this ZCL underscore C. This is what I mean from the multiple inheritance. Okay, this is the meaning of at the same time. Level is same, you can see that the same level. Here you can see, here in German dog you have the animal and dog, both the class inherited over here, but on the different level, right? But in the multiple inheritance from the same level, even you have some another class over here, class D, and if you want to inherit means at the same time two class, you want to put it over here. Multiple inheritance concept is there, that is well implemented in Java, .NET and other programming languages, but here this ABAP does not support. This is not going to be supported. So one of the very important interview question you will come across, that does multiple inheritance will be supported by ABAP? Okay, so the question over here, does multiple inheritance will be supported by ABAP? So the answer over here, you have to tell what? No. You have to tell no. Now another question, how, if you, is there any workaround to achieve? Is there any work around to achieve? So answer is there, yes, workaround is there. Now tell me, let's discuss about the workaround. Can you tell me what is the meaning of inheritance? The meaning of inheritance means whatever the properties in this class A you are having, right? You can have some properties, some attributes and some methods, right? So let's suppose you have some attribute over here, A1 and some attribute maybe A2. Two attributes you are defining, and method M1 and you have the method M2. There are two different types of attributes and method in class A. In the class B, what you have? Again, two different attributes, B1 and B2 you are having, and two another methods you are having. Let's suppose here maybe I'm going to put BM1 and BM2. Here AM1 and AM2, right? Now you tell me, I want to get these particular attributes here, means all those four attributes which we are having in the superclass. So what I'm trying to tell, A1, A2, then AM1, then AM2, right? So from the attribute level, I want to get A1, A2, B1, B2, and in the method level, AM1, AM2, BM1, BM2, right? This is the meaning of inheritance, right? We all know. All the property, all the methods, if you have some events also, it should get events events A1, let's suppose. This also should come over here, right? Everything from the parent should come over here. In multi-level, it's very easy, one by one you can do. But in the multiple, at the same time, how A and B you will put together in the C, right? Using the interface. Sandeep has given the answer. Using the interface. How it is possible? Let's go and see this one. So I'm going to create two quick class. Come over here and we are going to create ZCL underscore O ABAP demo A. Let's give this class A over here and click on this create button. Class A public, that's fine. So either you have to make this public or protected, then only will be able to inherit it. So let it be public. Remove this final, save it, and give the package over here. Click on the save and OK button, right? Here, let's define the attributes A1 and A2. Some attributes, level, maybe instance we can put, visibility and visibility. Associated type, maybe int1, and here int2. Press enter, and for the methods, I'm going to give M1 some label. You have to give visibility. I'm marking it a public. This M2 instance public, and save it. So this is the method 1 and this is the method 2, right? Just save this one, check the syntax and activate this one. So class A we have defined. Okay, now quickly let's go and define the class B. Class B, press enter, save it. Okay, and class B is also defined, just going to change the name. Okay, so it's BM1, I'm going to mark for the class B, and for BM2 for class B method attributes, and go to this attributes. Here how we have put the naming convention. Let's have the for class B, B1, B2, right? So it's B1 and it's B2. Just save it. Rename, I just renamed this, activate this one, activate this one. Now it got activated, right? Class A and class B got activated. I have a class C where I want to inherit the property of all those class, right? All this class. Directly, if you try to do, it is not possible, not at all possible. So for this purpose, actually we have what we have to do. Just save it. So you can mute from your side if you're not speaking. Just save it, you know. And here I want to get all those appeared. Not possible directly. At one time, only one you can put it here in the superclass, right? But using the interface, you can do. How you can do? Just go back. The class which we have created over here, in this class, you have to use the interface method instead of direct implementation of the method. So instead of defining this M1 and M2 over here, what would we have done? We would have created one interface. So let's go and do this. Copy this and come here and Can we copy this interface to class? Let's give me a try. I have never tried. ZIF and just save it. Save it. And it looks like I'm able to create. Okay. So the method M1 and M2 is coming over here. And inside the attributes, you are having the A1 and A2, right? So method got, so let me change this method also, it will be good. What we have, the naming convention of the method, AM1 and BM1, right? AM1 from the A, so AM1 and AM2. So it will be clear over there, rename. So what I did, I created that attributes, the two attributes, A1, A2, and two methods, AM1 and AM2 in this interface. And this interface I can use in the class A instead of directly defining it over there, right? So just go back and go to this class A, go into the change mode, and now I'm going to delete this. This way you will not be able to achieve the multiple inheritance. So using the interface, what I will do, I will put this interface over here, press enter. So see here, actually when I was copying it, it was not copied as a class, that's why it's giving me the error. So no problem, I have to go and delete it once again. Go to AC24, and here we have created one interface, right? ZIF OO ABAP and F4 demo A, right? If you go and check it, it's having events, types, aliases, attributes, friends, right? Friends is also there. That means it is like a class, right? So let me delete this one, but before deleting, I will create the interface, okay? So that I can directly copy and paste it over there. So go to once again /o SC24, and now here ZIF OO ABAP demo 1. I have to keep the name different, right? Click on this create button and now put it over here, interface for class A. Press enter, just save it. Now I will copy from here directly this method and I will put it over here, right? Press enter, and description also I will copy and put it. And then in the attributes section, from here I will just copy and paste it. So the typing method can be like type, okay? Yeah, here you don't have that option. Fine, let's put it manually, Control V. And here we can give maybe int1, and here also we can give the int1. Fine. And here this description, again, it will take from its own. Leave it, not required. Just save it, check the syntax, right? So attributes I have defined in this particular interface, and methods also we have defined in this particular interface. Copy this one, activate this one. Okay, come here, and this interface I'm going to use it over there in class A. Okay, the class which we have created, this interface. Go into the change mode. Okay, somewhere already open, so let me close all other places. So go into the change mode now and give that interface which I have created. Now it's taking, right? And you can see that the method, AM1 and AM2 is coming over here. So in this way, actually, you have to define the method. So just delete this method and delete this method, right? Just save this one and activate this. And the attribute also, if you can see that it is appeared over there, right? This attribute you can delete, which we defined earlier, right? So save it and activate. Now you have to create one more interface for the class B. So ZIF, copy this one, and we are going to create another interface for class B. What was the method and attributes in the class B? The same thing we are going to put it over here. It was the method BM1, right? The BM2, and in the attributes, it was there B1 and B2, right? Save it, rename, save and check the syntax, activate this one, and and activate from here. It got activated. So this interface also got activated. Go to the next class which we have created, ZCL, and it was this one, right? So the two class, and here in the interface you can give this interface B, and now those methods which we have created manually, So why I created manually? Just to show you that it is not possible to directly put the two class at the same time, right? And here now you can delete it, this. So if you see, you have the two attributes B1 and B2, right? And the methods you are having BM1 and BM2, right? And the interface, this is the interface. Now these two classes, methods, and attributes all together you will be able to put inside the class C, right? You will be able to put inside the class C. How? You can go to the interface and you can give the both interfaces over here, and that is how you can achieve the multiple inheritance. Now if you come to this method, see all the methods you are having at the same time, BM1, BM2, AM1 and AM2, all the attributes you are having B1, B2, A1, A2, right? And if you want to make it very simple, you can come to the alias, and instead of having this big name, you this is the class A1. So here, the visibility also you can set, just keeping public for everything at this moment, right?
Hey, one question, Pankaj. Yesterday you mentioned
just
that,
one second. Let me complete this one, okay? And you can go ahead. Just give me a moment. So here alias, here AA1 you can give the alias AA1, and here AA2, then here AM1, here AM2, here. This is optional, it is not mandatory, okay? This is not mandatory. If you don't want to use this much big name, right, you can use this BB2, then BM1 and BM2. Done. This is done, and you achieved the multiple inheritance, right? Did you understand the concept? Just write here in the chat box if you understood the concept, and then I will be taking up your question which you are asking.
Sir,
yeah.
We haven't used this class names here, sir.
No, that's what you won't be able to use the class name, right? Only one class you can use it here in the super class, right?
Okay.
Yeah, see here actually these two together I have to put it over here. That's what's the meaning of multiple inheritance.
In class A and class B you have in user interface, no?
Those two interface I have put it over here. See, what's the meaning of multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance means whatever the attributes and properties and methods you are having in both the classes, you are going to have it over here in the class C, right? So directly class will not be able to inherit at the same time, but the interface you can inherit, right? And that's what I did the workaround. This is a workaround, So I created the interface underscore A. So if underscore, maybe I can follow the correct naming convention. To interface you can declare and you can put it over here.
Okay, directly we can create interface and use it.
Yeah,
That's
you
not,
have to use first this interface in that class also, right? In that class.
we are not using this class in class, class A. That is not necessary. My
Sorry,
doubt.
I didn't get you. Means what we are, see, this interface you can use it over here in this class. Same attributes and methods will be here in this class. This interface you can use in this class, right?
Okay.
Same attributes and methods will be there, and both the interface you can use together in this class. So all these attributes and methods is going to come here in this class.
Okay,
Getting the point?
we are not in inheriting class directly. We are inheriting interface only in class.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of inheriting the class, we are directly inheriting the interface. Okay. This is how
We will have the code written in the interface. No, right? Interfaces will not have any code, right?
No, you have to write the code based upon your requirement. Means how, see, we have to use the method, whatever you have written the method in class A and class B, those method we are supposed to basically use in this class A, right?
Correct.
Right. So in class C you have to go and write the code. Implementation, you have to define what implementation you want to do. Let's suppose if you want to call the implementation of this class A, then you can create the object of this class A and you can call the code, right, in this method.
Correct.
Because now your signature and everything is the same, right?
Correct.
So you can pass also. So from outside it looks like, okay, you have inherited both the classes, because in the single class you are able to use the single class to use the method of both the classes, right?
Okay.
In this class, is it not clear? Do you want me to write the code? Is it?
Hey Pankaj, one question.
Yeah, please.
Do we need to use the interface in class A and class B without? Can we call that directly interfaces into class C?
Yeah, you can call, but actually you can obviously call. There is no problem. But here, what we are trying to achieve, we are trying to achieve the multiple inheritance, right? So because we are trying to achieve this multiple inheritance, what's the meaning of multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance means basically the meaning generally, like, if you have the 2 or 3 classes, all those 2 or 3 classes implementation, everything you are going to inherit it over here in the class C.
Correct.
If you are directly going to inherit interface also, this is also like a multiple inheritance only. But how we will do for the class? Those interface also should be there in the class, right? Those interface also should be there in the class, and that class implementation you can call in this class C.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sir, sorry. We can access no class A and class B also from C, sir.
Yes, why not? You can access class A. That's why I have kept that as a public, right? You can access those classes. Let me show you how I'm going to do. Okay, quickly, just give me some 5 to 10 minutes and I will show you over here. See, you have these methods over here, right? So this method, just come here and so suppose from the program, if I'm going to call this method, basically what I want to achieve the functionality, I want to achieve the functionality of a class A. So I will create the reference of the interface, right? So data if underscore A, class A reference, interface A reference, right? So reference type ref to that if underscore z if underscore what it was. Let's go and copy it directly from there, or we'll be here also having, right? Just go back and go to the interface, copy this methods and put it over here. Full stop, right? And now you can create the difference we have created, right? and one object we can create. So let's suppose we can use the object and that we can pass it directly over here, right?
There is an interface, right? We can't create an object.
Right, we won't be able to create the object of the interface. That's why what I'm trying to do that, or maybe better, instead of doing like this, we can create a global attribute, okay, type ref to this particular interface, and that class object we can assign it to this particular interface, right? Or if you want to make it, it all depends on you how you are going to implement, because now you have achieved your multiple inheritance, right? Implementation parts directly totally depends on you how you want to do. So if you want to keep it very simple, when you are calling this method, you have to call the method of class B also. So directly you can give the maybe some object we can define geo underscore b1 equals to new, and that class name zcl underscore oo abap underscore demo1. This is what we are trying to, what was that class name? I just control space this one, right? Demo A. So just to get this one and you call the method, that's it, geo underscore b1. So there can be several ways, but this is how we do basically, right? This is how we do. So
Pankaj, one last thing. This is Raj. Say suppose we have two different classes. One class for and in the classes we have one method each.
Yeah,
Class
just one second, Raj, one second.
Yeah.
Let me first complete this one. Again,
Sure.
it will be a hodgepodge. Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah, no problem. See here actually you can see that in this method, what I am doing, I'm calling the implementation. So this is the method of class B, right? Class B. So I'm calling the implementation of the class B, right? So it's again going to be having the same way, right? If you have the exporting, importing, or whatever it is, you can use that one, right? If you not have, so here implementation I'm calling by creating the object. So this is how you can, in all the method you can define like this. For all the class you can create the instance and you can call that method of the object. Is it clear? Am I making sense over here, or it is going to be,
Yes, Pankaj, quick question, let me
Yeah,
summarize
one
what
second. One second, Santosh, one second. Let's go one by one, So I'm just going to mute, and now I'm done for the today's class, and just raise your hand, so that voice will not get mingled with each other, and we will be giving our opinion, or if you have any question, you can just ask. So yeah, Lakshmi, you can ask.
Can you show this output, sir?
Which output?
Yeah,
this one.
This code, how it will be working?
I have not written any output over here, so let me first write it over here, output. Just give me a moment. This method is there. Go into the change mode and write it here. Right, and this is which class? The class A, right? Class A and method am1. PT printer, check the syntax, activate this one. Go back, activate it once again, go back, and now you want to see the output. Go to the AC38/OAC38, and we will create quickly one class over here. Go into the change mode, and what's the name of the class? Copy this and put it over here. So we are creating the object of this class, and now go underscore ins and the method. What's the method? The first method, right? This is what I have implemented. BM1 I have implemented, right? BM1. So I have to call this particular method. Just copy directly and we can call this method, or you can call through the alias also, right? So through the alias also we can call. So what is the alias for this? We have declared, just go here and go here, and for this bm1 is the alias, right? So control D, and instead of writing this much big, simply you can call like this. So both is going to produce the same output. So here the point what you have to understand, that see, I'm creating the instance of the class C. From the class C itself, I'm able to call the method of class B, right? Means how it looks like from outside, it will be looking like the multiple inheritance, right? From the class A method also I'm calling, class B method also I'm calling. From the same class, you will be able to call all the methods here. You don't have to go and create the instance separately for all the class, and you have to call. So what I am telling over here, you can call bm2 also here, you can call go underscore ins am1 also, then go underscore instance, right? am2 also you can call. If you want to access the property only, so all the 4 property here also you can access. So what was the property? AA1, right? A1, then go underscore ins a, the property we have created, right? It was AA1, I think, A2, and then go underscore ins. It's a BB1, and go underscore ins. It was BB2. But directly property like this will not be able to do anything. So you have to use the write command or some operation, right? Because this is the attributes. Simply if you write use like that, it will not allow. And I have to check the syntax, right? Some full stop I'm missing, check the syntax, and now you can see that. So what you understood, single class, from the single class you are able to access all those classes, both the classes is having 2 attributes, 4 methods, right? Total combining together I'm able to access. That's the reason behind it. But these attributes are not having any value, right? And again, like if you want, you can go and put in the superclass value, you will be able to access it over here. That value, it will be printed. Okay. And the method, only one method I have implemented, so it is going to print only one method. Let's activate this one, activate, and press F8. Some problem, none implemented method. Okay, so we have to activate all the method. If you are using an interface in a class, all the method you have to activate. Okay, so come here in the method and see, some of the method looks like, see, it's inactive, right? So this is also one trick is there. I will show you, like without going and individually activated. You have to go and activate individually, and that's where, if you remember in the body, whenever you create the implementation of a body, what we do generally means we are supposed to go and activate all the methods together, right? All the methods together, I have to go and implement it over there. Similarly, let's go and check in the class B and C. If it is there also not activated everything, then it will go into dump. Okay, so AM1, it's active, that is good. AM2, so it's the interface, nothing is implemented, that's whether it's fine, there is no problem here in this case. Let's go and check into the B. So you have to go and check like this, how I'm doing. B, this is fine, this is fine. Okay, now let's go and run this program once again, because I have performed the check and now it should work fine. Come here and run this one, and you can see that it's running. This is the initial value which is I'm writing for this, it is printing, and this is implemented. I'll be putting the breakpoint over here. Press F8 and see, if you press F5, what's the implementation I'm creating, and it's going to call the super class method, class A method AM1, right? And after that, no implementation, nothing, right? So it will just simply come out, simply come out, simply come out, right? So did you understand the concept, Lakshmi? Okay. Did you understand? If you understand right here in the chat box, you got the point now why I have implemented this one. And now Santosh, I'm going to just unmute. Yeah, Santosh.
So yesterday I had a question like when you mentioned interface, you are not going to write any code in the methods that are defined for interface. So now I'm trying to understand the complete concept. So what you're trying to say now is like, you don't write specifically any code in the interfaces, but use the classes which are part of the interfaces. Multiple classes combine into multiple interfaces.
This is one use case of interface. I will show you in polymorphism also. You can, use so huge the interface in the design pattern. Also, this interface plays huge role. Interface and abstract class both. So interface is not having its own significance standalone, but yes, along with the class and all, it's very useful, right?
Got it.
Fine, let me have over here the quick, I will be writing the difference between interface and abstract class, one of the very important interview question. Interface versus abstract class. Interface versus abstract class. So interface, you can start writing the difference, what you understand. All the methods will be what? All the methods will be empty. Okay, interface will be all the methods having empty. In abstract class, some of the methods from a web point of view, I'm writing this difference. Okay, if you talk generally, at least one method must be implemented in abstract. At least one method must be abstract in the abstract class. This is the general definition. Okay, so keeping the general definition and ABAP together, I'm writing this one. Some of the methods, may be implemented, right? Here all the methods are empty, no implementation. Now the second point in the interface is used to achieve the multiple inheritance, right? You can use the interface to achieve the multiple inheritance. Just I have shown you, right? Multiple inheritance. Here abstract class you want to be able to achieve with abstract class. So these are some different, so if someone is asking some difference, you can tell the difference like this. Some similarity. What is the similarity between interface and abstract class? Tell me. No instantiation. Instantiation is not possible. Instantiation is not possible in interface. You can't instantiate the interface. Here also no instantiation. So this is the difference. This is the difference. You can take it, and here this is the similarity. You can take it. Okay, so fine. Okay, just I'm unmuting. Yeah, Santosh, I have unmuted you, Santosh.
No, I didn't have any questions. Sorry, I forgot to raise.
Okay, no problem. Ask Raj. I have unmuted you, Raj. Raj, you have any question?
Are you able to hear me, Pankaj?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, I mean, on the low level or the higher level, the concept what I have understood now is, I mean, say suppose we have two different classes. One class has a method of retrieving, and two, I mean, each class has each. So one method is retrieving a data of sales orders, and one method is retrieving a data of materials. So in order to achieve these two classes in one class, I have to define first the interfaces of these and those methods without the code, and then call those two interfaces in the other class to achieve that both the functionality in one class.
Yeah, so both the interface you have to, first implement in the super class, like here, you can see that. First, I'm putting this interface here in this class, then second, this interface into this class, and the same interface I'm putting it over here. See, don't get confused. This is the way how we can achieve the multiple inheritance. This concept, if you want to achieve, this is what directly you can, directly you can inherit this interface over here.
True, but
you
that
don't have to,
interface will not have those selects of retrieving the data, right? The what?
Yeah,
the
that is fine, but you
A
can.
and B.
Yeah, that is true. You have to write the code over here, right? You have to write the code. You can instantiate this object. You can instantiate this object, and you can get the data in this class C, right? It is not necessary that you can put it over here. Here you can have to put, and then this is just to achieve this multiple inheritance. This concept, if you want to achieve, this is how you can achieve, right?
So, I mean, do we have any standard classes which we are trying, which are
I will
trying
show
to
you.
do
Yeah,
this concept? Or
yeah, I will
what
show you.
purpose?
See, first you have to understand the concept. In a standard class, I won't be able to show you everything.
Okay.
But I'm ready with the standard scenario, like delivery order and some purchase order.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not asking about to show you what you are teaching. In your experience, have you gone through any such kind of SAP standard classes which has done with the multiple inheritance?
Yeah, lot many you will be able to see, right?
Okay.
In SAP standard application, if you start debugging, there you will be able to see like during the, I don't remember the class name and all, but when you debug the application, maybe in support project, or if so in SAP standard, in the scenario, like the standard how they are using over there you will be able to see, right? They are using the interface from the multiple classes. Or when we'll come to the wide casting, and in the narrow casting chapter, maybe after one or two class we are going to see that one. There also you will come to know that the class like CL underscore salve underscore table, they will be having some interfaces used. They use the concept of multiple inheritance, also multi-level also, right? Different
Okay.
This concept is, that's why like this multiple inheritance is important to understand how it happens, how we can achieve. If in the real-time scenario, if you come across a situation where you have to perform this kind of activity, you can do in this way. Okay, is it okay?
Yeah, as of today, I mean, for me it's okay. Tomorrow
Yeah,
I'll go through all of your these examples. Maybe I can understand in
yeah,
better way.
just go
If
through,
at all, yeah,
go through and start doing the hands-on. Okay,
yeah,
start doing some hands-on and see. First, our focus is to understand the concept. Okay, once we are going to have the concept, that's why, if you see in the syllabus, I have written the real-time example at last, around in 13th or 14th class. We are having the real-time SAP object we are going to take. If now itself I'm going over there, no, it will be for me also to make you understand little difficult to concept, and with the help of this generic example, it's easy to understand the concept.
okay.
So that's the reason we are not taking directly that one. First we'll go through this,
Thanks,
then
Pankaj. Yeah.
yeah. Any Prabhakar, do you have any question, Prabhakar?
Hello.
Yeah, Prabhakar, you can unmute yourself. Even I have
Hello?
unmuted. Yeah, yes.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, Prabhakar, I'm able to hear you.
So I'm telling that we are looking as of now from the SE24 global class perspective, right?
We are going to see the local class, you know. We are going to see the local class. Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
SE2
can
is
understand. Yeah, you don't worry. You don't worry. We are going to see in very much detail the local class.
because in the new Open Cloud and all, they are just removing this SAP GUI and they are
Yeah. So
concentrating
see,
on the
as of now, we
local
are having.
classes itself. Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhakar. Actually, as of now, we are having only 3 sessions, right?
Right.
So if I cover the local class, global class will be left, right?
Right.
So
okay, that's
just
fine.
wait for some time, you know. We are going to cover. Nothing to it. Other people can unmute yourself, you know, and ask.
Yes, just to put in back this question of multi-level and the level one. It's really the wrapper. I see it as a wrapper, and the interface is a wrapper. Like is really a way to cover the superclass inside one, and then they will be. In fact, at the end, you have one big class. The subclass becomes a one big class. Through the interface, you can point to it, and then you cannot instantiate it, but you can point to it. But also, just to make sure that I understand, in the superclass, you can implement the methods, and also you can override them or add to them once they are in the subclass.
Yes, we can do. We can do.
Okay.
See, this interface is very powerful. We are going to see that tomorrow when I'm writing a code to show you how we can achieve the polymorphism with the help of interface. You will realize the power of interface, and that's where the dynamic programming in the object-oriented ABAP or any object-oriented programming is so easy with the help of interface, and that's why interface is so popular concept and so important concept. We are going to see that. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. Raj, you were asking anything, Raj?
Okay. No, Pankaj.
Okay, Prabhakar.
Hey, Pankaj, this is Venkat. Can you share your YouTube videos, whichever you told us today?
Yeah, sure. So let me share over here. So already I'm sharing my screen. Come over here and so you can simply go to the YouTube and here you can search that UML diagram by Pankaj. And here this is 6-7 minutes video we are having, and here just you can refer this UML diagram. However, you can see many other tutorials also, very good tutorial. You can have a look over there, but this is what I have prepared, and you
Hi
can
friends, very
this one you will be having a good understanding how we can have the UML diagram. Okay.
What is this, sir? For what purpose?
UML diagram. Okay, to go and learn for the UML diagram, from the YouTube. There in this course I have not put it. It is not that much important in the real time. So unified modeling diagram. With the help of this, if you are able to design your program or design your requirement, it will automatically generate the code. Means we are having such tool which will interpret the UML, and accordingly it will write the template for you. So for Java, .NET, for different languages, we are having the different these things. So this you can just go through, or you can search like UML diagram in the YouTube. You will be able to find.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pankaj, which tool is the most used for creating UML diagrams?
See, like if you ask me truly, I go on internet and just search for the UML diagram if I have to create one, and whichever I get from there. However, there are multiple tools. I don't remember, but you can install locally also. You can just give a search over there. You will be able to find. Okay.
Okay.
So Yeah. Mm.
Pankaj, this is Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar. Yeah.
Can you go to the multi-level PowerPoint, the 26? Yeah, okay, here. Okay. In the class C, we use the interfaces, right? Interfaces A1 and interfaces B1. But in the example that you made, you use the interface B1 and call the class A. So this is confusing for me. Should be calling the class B, right?
Yeah, so in the method you have to say, you can, from any of the method, you can call any of the class, right?
Okay.
Yeah, from any of the method, but in the multiple inheritance concept, when you have to achieve better, in class B, you call the instance of the class B and their corresponding method. Okay. So that it will be easy for you when you are calling from the report, because you know that class C is having the method of class B, right? Let's suppose this is the class C and we have the method BM1, this one. Okay. And in this method, if you are going to call this method, it will make more sense and it will be, there will be no confusion, right? You will be having the understanding, okay, in this class C, this BM1 method is there. That means it is going to call the method of class B. And if you put everything all together over here, it will be confusing. So better, if you want to have, create one new method. If you want to achieve some mixed functionality, create a new method and there you start writing the code. But here in class A method M1, call the object of class M1 this one, so that you will be able to differentiate it properly, right? Getting my point, what I'm trying, you can call, there will be no any technical restriction, but as per the good programming practice, like if you are doing the multiple inheritance, better in all the methods call the object of methods of object of those corresponding classes only, right? Yeah.
But we can directly implement the interface in the class C, right? I mean, for example, if class are protected, then we can't implement both the classes, right?
If class is protected, you can implement, no? In the subclass, you can implement.
No, we cannot implement two classes, right?
Yeah, two classes you will not be able to implement. You have to make it public in that case. If you are having the interface, like if you want to achieve this multiple inheritance using the interface, and if this is the protected, you will not be able to instantiate. You have to make it public. Okay. Yeah. Fine, then let's stop over here and complete the today's assignment. If you have any doubt from yesterday's assignment, let me know. I will be able to help you to solve. Please go through the assignment. I have put a lot of effort while preparing the assignment, so please go through that. And if you face any issue, feel free to ask in the class. Okay. Today also you'll be getting the assignment. You will be getting some sort of questions and answer. Try completing that one and start doing the experiment. There are a lot of concepts are there inside the object-oriented concept. Object-oriented concept is the game of concept only, Object-oriented ABAP is nothing but it is a methodology. It is not a programming language, You have to understand this methodology. You have to understand this framework. You have to understand this concept. And just if you understand the concept better, you learn the object-oriented programming. And after that, of course, in real-time project, you have to design, you have to write the code, then only you will become the expert. Okay, with this, let's wrap up our today's session. Thank you very much for attending the session. Let's meet tomorrow at 7:30. Bye bye, have a nice day.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you.